that vertical and horizontal are perpendicular, okay? Does anybody know the symbol for perpendicular? There's a mathematical symbol we'll use. Some teach and some don't in junior high. Okay, it's an upside down capital T, okay? So this guy right here means perpendicular, all right? What about parallel? Does anybody know the symbol for parallel lines?
Upside down P.
Not an upside down P, no. It is just two lines slanted, okay? So this is parallel, perpendicular, they're crossing at 90 degrees, so this is like an upside down showing you 90-degree angles, trying to help you remind you of that, okay? Yeah.
Is there a term for when two lines are crossing and they don't
And they're not
are
perpendicular.
90 degrees?
Yeah, it's called intersecting.
Well, I just
No, that's it. I mean, that's what we got.
okay.
Intersecting.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right. So perpendicular lines that cross, or let's say lines that intersect. That would be a better way to word. Intersect at a right angle. Okay. Remember, right just means 90 degrees. Angle. Okay? And then, like I said, guys, you might want to make a note of this somewhere off to the side about vertical and horizontal, because there's going to be a couple of homework questions on vertical and horizontal. Okay? So it may not be a bad idea for you to either sketch this real quick or write a side note off to the side in this area about that. Okay? So horizontal and vertical are opposites, or perpendicular. Okay? Yes.
Who came up with all this stuff?
Really smart people, that was not me. All right, examples of perpendicular slopes, okay? Now, perpendicular slopes can't be the same, right? If they're the same, then they run side by side, all right? So perpendicular slopes is called opposite reciprocal. So right here, next perpendicular slopes, put opposite. Opposite reciprocal. Opposite reciprocal. Okay, so we're going to talk about the slopes first, and then we'll start actually looking at examples. Okay, so if I have a slope of 3/4, okay, and I want the perpendicular slope, so I'm going to put an upside down T in front because I know that means perpendicular now. Okay, so I'm going to put upside down T in front. So this is saying what's perpendicular slope. All right, so opposite, what do you think opposite means?
Negative.
Like
Yeah, change your sign. So if it's a positive, it becomes a negative. Reciprocal.
Negative 4
That's right, flip it. We talked about reciprocals this year. Just means flip. Okay? So if I have a slope of 3/4, okay, to do the perpendicular slope, I'm going to change the sign and I'm going to flip. Okay, change the sign and flip. All right, so let's look at another one. So what if I have a slope of -2? A slope of -2.
There would be,
What would my perpendicular slope be? Sam, what do you think?
would be positive 1/2.
Very good, positive 1/2. Okay, so the negative becomes a positive, and then since it's technically a 2/1, when you flip it, it's 1/2. Okay? All right, I'm going to give you one here. I want you to try this one on your own. Okay, we've got a slope of -1/3. Okay? What is the perpendicular slope? Don't say it out loud, just write it down.
wait, so sorry,
You're okay.
I probably spaced when you talked about this, but why is that +2? The second one.
Because the rule for slopes is that opposite reciprocals. Opposite means change the sign. Reciprocal means flip it.
Oh, I see.
Okay? All right, so what do we have here? What do you guys think for -1/3? Lena, what do you got?
3.
Positive 3. Very good. Positive 3. Now, if you put 3/1, that would be fine. Okay? So flip it and change the sign. Okay? All right, so now let's actually go down here and take a look at this. It's the same concept. We're going to have a random point. Okay? A random point in space. But instead of our blue line running parallel to it, it's going to run this way. And we're going to write write an equation of that line now. So same concept, just now we gotta make a cross, okay? Alright, so now what is my slope on this guy? What's the slope, Tessa? Okay, so then what you have to figure out is what would the perpendicular slope be? -3, good guys, flip it, change the sign. So -3. Once I have the perpendicular slope, this whole guy is worthless. Throw that whole equation out. You are using him for the slope and then you are getting rid of him. Okay? Alright, so now you have a new slope and you have a point. Guess what you're doing? Point slope. Alright, so y minus 1 equals, the perpendicular slope would be -3, and then x minus -3. Okay, is everybody okay with that so far? And then obviously two negatives are gonna become positive. Okay, alright, what would my first step be here, John?
First thing we do is, let's do -3x, and then, negative or minus 6, oh, sorry, 9.
There we go, that's not good. Okay, Ben, next step?
You add the 1.
Good, add the
so
1
it's
over.
-8.
Very good, so -3x minus 8. And that's your answer. Slope intercept, right? It's asking for the exact same thing, so if I come back up here, it's still asking for slope intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Okay? Alright, does anybody have a question on that? No? Alright, B, okay, let's walk through B together real quick, okay? Alright, so on B, what do you think we're gonna have to do here first? What do we have to do before we can find slope? Ben?
You subtract the x to the other side.
Okay, why are you doing that? What are you trying to accomplish?
You're trying to do the button itself a lot.
Yeah, there you go. You're trying to solve for y, right? We have to get y equals mx plus b first. So you're going to subtract the x off. So I have 4y equals -x plus 12. Then what would we do?
Divided by 4.
Good, divide everything by 4. So I have y equals, I'm going to go ahead and call it -1/4 x. I'm going to put the 1 in front. Okay, plus 3. Is everybody okay with everything I've done so far? Okay, so now what is the perpendicular slope here going to be? Sam?
4.
Very good, 4. Okay, so we flip it, right? So you're looking at this guy right here. Flip him, change your sign. Okay, now again, all of this is worthless. You did all that work to find one little silly number. Okay? All that work was just to pull the slope. That was it. Okay, so now that all that's gone, point slope. Okay? Bria, what do you think point slope here is going to look like?
Y minus -2, and then equals -3
No, use your slope.
or 4.
Good.
X
Mm-hmm. That ends up being plus 3 because it's minus your -3. Very good. So it's going to become a plus. Nice job. So those both become addition. Okay, both become addition. So now we're going to distribute, right? So distribute your 4 through. So y plus 2 equals 4x plus 12. And then you're going to subtract the 2 over. So y equals 4x plus 10. And that's your answer. Okay? All right, I want you to take a second and try C on your own now. Okay, so C on your own.